The Soft Revolution: How Black Women Are Redefining Strength Through Vulnerability. The first time I heard about the soft girl era, I laughed out loud. As someone raised on the gospel of hustle culture, where success was measured by how little you slept and how much you sacrificed, this concept sounded like another Instagram filter. Pretty, but ultimately impractical. Then I interviewed Eubiunda Davies, and everything changed. Eubiunda isn't just a 51-year-old private chef relaunching her business. She's a revolutionary disguised as a caterer. Her journey from extreme childhood trauma to entrepreneurial rebirth didn't just change my perspective, it shattered it completely. Through hours of raw conversation, she revealed something that has transformed how I understand power. Softness isn't weakness, it's strength in its most sustainable, revolutionary form. When Ubiyunda shared her story of building a culinary business while healing generational wounds, navigating marriage, surviving divorce, and raising children to adulthood, she wasn't suggesting we lower our standards. She was offering a masterclass in raising them, demanding more than just external success, but internal wholeness too. Healing happens in layers, she told me, her voice carrying the weight and wisdom of decades. And each step forward matters, even the small ones. This became the first profound lesson from our conversation. Healing is a journey, not a destination. For too long, we've operated under the dangerous illusion that strength means never breaking. But what if our breaks, our moments of vulnerability and honest confrontation with our wounds, are precisely what make us unbreakable in the long run? Yubiunda's path from childhood trauma to culinary entrepreneurship wasn't linear. It was messy, cyclical, sometimes painfully slow. There were days when the weight of her past threatened to crush her present. But each time she allowed herself to acknowledge a wound rather than power through it, she didn't become weaker. She became more whole. This pattern isn't unique to Ubiunda. It's emerging as a powerful counter narrative among Black women entrepreneurs across the country who are rejecting the burnout or bust mentality that has dominated professional spaces for generations. Consider Sabrina, creator of the Hood Soft Life podcast. Growing up in challenging neighborhood environments, Sabrina developed survival patterns that served her well: hypervigilance, emotional armor, constant readiness for battle. These weren't weaknesses, they were necessary adaptations to navigate difficult circumstances. But as an adult pursuing her dreams, Sabrina realized these same patterns were now limiting her. The toughness that once protected her was preventing her from experiencing the fullness of her potential. Through her podcast, she documents her journey of consciously stepping away from survival mode into a life of intentional softness. What makes Sabrina's work revolutionary isn't just her personal transformation, it's how she's building community around it, showing women from similar backgrounds that embracing softness doesn't mean forgetting where you came from. It means honoring your journey by allowing yourself to evolve beyond what was once necessary. This brings me to the second insight from Ubiunda's story. Softness is strength. For generations, Black women have been told that our value lies in our capacity to endure. The strong Black woman narrative didn't emerge from nowhere. It was born from centuries of having to be strong just to survive. But strength without restoration isn't sustainable. It's a path to depletion, disease, and early death. What Ubiunda and women like her are modeling is a different kind of strength, one that includes boundaries, rest, and the courage to be vulnerable. Breaking generational patterns requires both the vulnerability to acknowledge inherited wounds and the resilience to heal them. This redefinition of strength is particularly revolutionary in entrepreneurship, where the hustle mentality has been especially toxic for Black women. A recent deep dive into Black women's entrepreneurship revealed a startling disconnect between headlines and reality. Despite being the fastest growing demographic of entrepreneurs in America, Black women receive less than 1% of venture funding. Many are burning out trying to overcome systemic barriers through sheer force of will. The traditional response to these challenges has been to work harder, to be twice as good, to never show weakness. But what if that approach is part of what's keeping us stuck? What if instead of pushing through exhaustion, we prioritize sustainability? What if instead of isolation, we embrace community? What if instead of perfectionism, we allowed ourselves to be works in progress? This shift isn't just philosophical, it's practical and increasingly necessary. Community building, intentional rest practices, and redefining success beyond hustle culture are creating tangible results. Women who embrace these approaches report not just better mental health, but more sustainable businesses and deeper impact. Kelly Allen Gray saw this need and created a space for Black women entrepreneurs in Tarrant County to openly discuss challenges and support each other. Many participants were struggling with the weight of being the first or the only in their fields while also carrying family responsibilities and healing personal wounds. Through regular meetings where vulnerability was encouraged and practical support was offered, women reported feeling less isolated in their struggles and more empowered to make choices aligned with their well being. What began as a small gathering has grown into an influential network supporting numerous business launches and pivots. This model is being replicated in communities nationwide, creating a ripple effect of support for Black women entrepreneurs who are redefining what success looks like on their own terms. Which brings me to the third insight from Eubiunda's journey. Your second act can be your greatest. At 51, Eubiunda is relaunching her business and stepping into her power in ways that weren't possible in her earlier years. Her story challenges the narrative that our prime years are behind us after a certain age, or that our most significant contributions happen in our youth. Instead, she embodies the possibility that our deepest wisdom, most authentic expression, and greatest impact might emerge precisely because of, not despite, the journey we've traveled. This isn't just encouraging for those in midlife, it's liberating for everyone. It means we don't have to get everything right the first time. It means our setbacks and detours aren't failures. They're part of the curriculum that prepares us for our most meaningful work. As Tynesha Wilson recently shared, the soft girl era isn't just pink and pretty, it's peaceful, prepared, and present. It's about making choices that honor your whole self. When I reflect on what I've learned from Eubiunda and women like her, I'm struck by how revolutionary this approach truly is. In a world that profits from our exhaustion, choosing rest is radical. In communities that have normalized trauma, pursuing healing is disruptive. In a culture that measures worth by productivity, valuing presence is rebellious. The soft revolution isn't about lowering our ambitions, it's about elevating our expectations of what success should feel like. So, where do we go from here? How do we translate these insights into tangible change? It starts with small steps toward your own version of the soft girl era. Set aside 10 minutes daily for reflection on what truly nourishes you. Identify one generational pattern You're ready to release. Create boundaries around your energy and time that honor your well being. Reach out to form community with others on similar journeys. These aren't indulgences, they're investments in your sustainability and ultimately your impact. When Eubiunda shared her journey from Chicago to Cleveland, her experiences traveling internationally, and how she's channeling these rich experiences into relaunching her business as a private chef, she wasn't just telling her story. She was offering a blueprint for transformation, a blueprint that says healing happens in layers and each step forward matters, a blueprint that recognizes softness as strength, not weakness, a blueprint that affirms it's never too late to step into your power. Today, I'm calling on you to join this soft revolution, not as passive observers, but as active participants in rewriting the rules of power, success, and healing. The world doesn't need more exhausted warriors. It needs whole, vibrant women who have the energy to bring their full brilliance to the challenges and opportunities before us. It needs you, not depleted, not diminished, but fully alive. I challenge you to question every should that drives you toward depletion, to examine every inherited belief about strength that keeps you from rest, to disrupt every system that profits from your exhaustion. Because a soft Black woman isn't a contradiction, she's a force of nature. And when we embrace our softness alongside our strength, there's nothing we can't transform. The revolution won't be televised, but it will be felt in our bodies, our businesses, our families, and our communities. It will ripple outward from each of us who dares to prioritize peace over productivity, presence over perfection, and wholeness over hustle. This is more than a trend. This is the beginning of a movement that could change everything, starting with us. Are you ready to join the soft revolution?